Good evening and welcome to the Simply Colorful FiberCast. Today's date is October 10th, 2014. My name is Lynn Marquedant and I'm your host. So come along and grab a project and sew. It's amazing what we can get done in 60 minutes. So welcome. I'm so glad to have you join me. Today we have some fun things. We're going back to doing Dear Jane. I'm going to do at least one block for Dear Jane. We have some exciting news from the land of Bonnie Hunter that we'll talk about. I want to talk about going to West Virginia next week. We'll be doing another remote broadcast next week and some other random things. But I think that's pretty much it. I just wanted to dive in and get a few more Dear Jane blocks. So I hope you've had a good week. Grab a project and let's get started. The one that I'm going to make is L-4 St. George's Cross. And it should be pretty easy. I'm going to use a modified paper piecing, and I'm going to do it with a kind of a muted color. I want to, for those of you who have seen part of my beach themed Dear Jane, I want to have some high contrast and lower contrast. So I want it to be a little mottled and sort of like the original Dear Jane. If you look at that, even if you just abstract it and look at it fuzzily, you see some of her fabrics are darker than some of the others. So that's what I'm going for. And I know several of you have gotten your software and your book. That's great. I bet the publishers are happy, and I'm happy too. I discovered that for anyone who is doing Dear Jane, one thing that's been really useful to me is I printed out a number of the patterns so that at any given time, I can just get started and work on a pattern. So for example, I don't have a lot here, but I took out the St. George's Cross, but then because I had some of them already printed out, I had another one that I thought if we have time, we would do this one, Megan's Cathedral, LS10, and I already had it printed out. So at least I don't have to do it for every single block. You can kind of amass a set of them and go to it when you feel like it. And I, of course, have Joyce's notes right here, so I'm going to try to take my time and do this right. I don't know if I showed you. I think you saw me do that one. I did another one in more the lighter colors. That one is BR1. And that one was done. Oh, where are my glasses? What am I doing? On the 7th of September. Can you believe that? So that was over a month ago. This one we did on the 5th of September. So let's get going on this one. I have looks like it wants me to piece 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate units. So I've got my paper scissors and I cut all of the 5 units. And then I'm literally going to start with this one, 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you can see that. And okay, put right sides together. And then, of course, as always, we're going to sew on the front line. And I've reduced my stitch length to 1.9. I kind of like that. Oh, here we go. Look at this, the first reprieve. Woohoo! We're going to be Mountaineers next week. We're heading down to see the West Virginia Baylor game. So that's pretty exciting. If you remember last year, we went to Clemson. I think, were we doing, no, maybe we weren't doing this yet. Last year before we started FiberCast, Bob and I and his dad went down to Clemson to meet Tim, the one for whom we made the graduation quilt. and we went to the Florida State game. Okay, so now I'm going to be, again, be very careful to sew right on the line. I'm even reducing the speed of my stitch. Oh, and Eileen, I found my Carol Doak ruler, but of course I haven't pulled it out. I will get to use that someday. So now I'm just going to finger press that open. You've seen the drill. I hope you all have a project, and I hope you're as excited as I am for the Bonnie Hunter quilt. What a surprise to get the text from Jean just yesterday. I can't believe it. And she said the colors, Bonnie posted the colors, and it's early. I thought it was going to be middle of October. And Jean already went over and got me my chips. And I'll show you in just a second after I finish this unit. I'm so excited. See, it's that easy. This block is going to be very easy. Let me get my iron going. She says, you know, I'll jinx myself by saying it's very easy. But I don't think I will. So I've ironed that, and then I'm going to cut it out with the seam allowance. And there we go. There's one. Let's just do the opposite. Those white pieces are going to end up being tiny. Did it again. Okay. Hello, Joyce, if you're out there. I'm so curious who's going to do the Bonnie Hunter quilt. Oh, yeah. I said I was going to show you the colors. Enough of the suspense. There they are. And it is patterned after, or Bonnie was inspired by her trip to Mackinac Island, apparently. And there's a big old hotel there. And some of you have watched it in a movie, and you've seen it and fantasized about going. We've seen Bonnie's pictures. It looks lovely. And the awning is this National Historic color that actually is called Grand Hotel Awning Yellow. So we use about, I want to say 1 3/4 yards of that one color, which is new. I've never done that with a Bonnie Hunter quilt. So Karen, if you're out there, we're going to have to each get our own yellow. But then maybe like last year, what we did with the quilt behind us is maybe we can combine our scraps and do a little swappy. I definitely encourage everyone to do that, because you'll end up with a quilt that'll be much more interesting the more scrappiness you get. The pink and the green, I guess there were a lot of curtains and chairs that had those colors. And then this is a light turquoise, was on the roofs at the hotel. So anyway, step number 1, come join us. Go to quiltville.com. That's where Bonnie posts all of her blocks. And come the day after Christmas, we will start her mystery. And again, I put up Celtic Solstice behind me. That was her mystery last year. And my sister Karen and I did it, as did, I'm sure, several of you. And I think many more in our Marathon Quilters Guild are going to do it this year. So it should be fun. Oh, and Karen out in San Diego, how has your Bonnie class been going? We're envious. Karen was taking the Pineapple Blossom, right? Class today, and then another one tomorrow. I love your purples. And then I think we have a retreat out in Wisconsin. Hi, everyone. Send me an email. Let me know if you're out there. Again, I always use so much fabric when I do these. Paper piecing, but that's okay. That is just fine. Okay, so now we have 2. Now I'm going to work on 2 of these units, which are a little bit bigger. Okay, and it's the same 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and I had another aha. You guys are going to laugh. Remember when I went to Nashville 2 weeks ago and I went to, actually, is that true? No, that's not true. I don't know. Did I go to Stitching Garden or Stitching Heaven? Oh, well, I was looking at a magazine. I tell you, I'm getting ditzier by the week. When I was looking in this magazine that Sarah gave me that has some Dear Jane quilts in it that I want to show you, I found the block of the month Dear Jane. Oh, and I even marked it. Stitching Heaven. No, that's different. Even though she's got the cowboy boot, now I'm reminded that's in Texas. If anyone wants to do a Dear Jane sort of block of the month, you can do it through them. No, she's in Texas. The one that I went to was in Nashville. Oh, that was funny. I've always wanted to do a block of the month, but excuse me. I don't want to spend the money for the block of the month. I have to admit. It sure would be fun. My Gail Wilson Kid of the Month sure has been a fun treat. That's almost ending. In fact, I'm working on something. Once I get this block done, I'll show you what I'm working on for Gail Wilson. Okay, so I'm just finger pressing, just going along. I'll finish this unit and see who's out there. Oh, very nice. I'm liking this. off? Okay, we're good. We're still good. Okay. I had ironed the paper halfway shut. So I wish I could say there was a lot of news around here. I've been walking every day. The weather has been beautiful since coming home Tuesday. I told everyone about my trip last weekend. And eating in the National Archives. That was a treat. A once in a lifetime for me, that's for sure. Okay. All right, so we're getting there. Let's see who's out there. Oh, I'd love to see where everyone comes from. Oh, Sarah says, I'll be joining you tonight on FiberCast working on a redwork Christmas village. Oh, for my sister's quilt. I cannot wait to see that. Sarah was telling me she got a redwork Christmas hanging, and she and all of her sisters are doing it. That will be fun to see. Chris Myers, yes, I'm on tonight. Hi. I think you're sending me another message as we speak. Joni S., nice to see you. She says, Lynn, looks like you got your hair cut. Looks cute. And your cold is gone. I went today to get my colors. Ooh, you're right, Joni. I did get my hair cut. Feels good. And now I'm going to the rest of your note. I'm so curious. You got your colors done? But I did. The long hair thing was an experiment. It's nice to have shorter hair again. Oh, good. Joni says she went to get her colors for Bonnie's quilt. I didn't get my yellow color card. They didn't have it. Going to a different store tomorrow. Happy sewing to you. Thank you, Joni. Happy sewing to you, too. We have decimated the cards around here in a couple of towns already ourselves. So I think that's interesting. Oh, so glad that you checked in. Chris, did I see you just say hello? Oh, couldn't find me with the Google Plus or iPad or phone. Got you on my laptop looking at Bonnie Hunter's winter mystery quilt instructions. Excellent. Excellent. You like my haircut? Cool. Thanks. Oh, let's see. Oh, Janet Lord. Hi, Janet, if you're out there. Sent me a picture of, oh, the paper pieced campers. Ooh, check this out, guys. I think this is the one or similar to the one that Jean sent over. Did I mention I'm getting a new phone? I am getting a new phone. Very cool. Oh, that's even cleaner than the last one. I think that is different. That's going to be hard to see. Sort of similar to what we've been doing. But I like this one better. Thank you for sending, Janet. Welcome. Okay. Oh, welcome, Wenda Lee and Seabreeze. Let's take one more, and then we'll get going. Hey, KB says TGIF. Yes, sirree. Glad it is Friday. She's cleaning a path to the attic to get to the fabric stash tonight so she can start pulling her BH mystery. Yes, I want to share scraps. Oh, good. Good, good, good. How does the attic get so full and messy? Aw, and she says she loves the new hair. You look fabulous. Thank you, KB. I'll get to more of your messages in just a second. I don't know how the attic gets so full. No matter how clean you try to make it. I was thinking the very same thing. very same thing, no matter what. Okay, there's 1, 2. And then, of course, it gets full, but then, I don't know if you're like me, I just need a better way. Then I can't find what I'm looking for. And I've been doing a lot of thinking. Cindy, if you're out there, Cindy R. Been doing a lot of, see, I was trying to do this backwards. Doing a lot of thinking about keeping your studio clean. And we got a couple of other suggestions that I can remember off the top of my head. One was clean as you go. So try not to let it go for too long, but kind of get in the habit of, after a project or maybe in between steps of a project, take a little time and just vacuum, put away things that you're not using, and just keep it simple. In fact, I did that earlier tonight after I finished the pin cushion, and it feels really good when there are some clean surfaces and kind of start your mind fresh. Then we had a suggestion that if you're having trouble picking up all the threads on your carpet, use am I remembering this right? Use a toilet brush. Jean, if you're on, remind me if that's the right tip. I think it is. I'm not so sure. I'd buy a clean one and just designate it for it. For your sewing room. I know you all knew that already. Yuck. Oh, and speaking of Karen and her scraps for Bonnie Hunter, I might as well just let everyone know, Karen will be here with me in the studio that Friday after Thanksgiving. So who knows, maybe we'll have to do an extended all day thingy, or I don't know, that might not be right, but I'm so excited to have her here. Okay, I'll finish this unit and we'll see who else is out there. I really hope you can even see this green. It's very pretty, but it is subtle. Okay, now we just have to do 2 pieces of green on either side. There we go. One more. Woohoo! I just heard a text. Okay. Can you hear the band downstairs? Another good night of playing. My husband, Bob, announced last week that he's getting better. I was glad to hear after 30 years that he is getting better. All right. So, there's supposed to be, see the back here? I goofed. There's supposed to be one more white strip right there, which I'll do in a second. But let's see who's out there. I want to talk to you all. Hey, Kelsey. Oh, Kelsey is writing, and she says, "Hi, Lynn. I'm watching and working on my parents' anniversary quilt. Oh, Jamestown Landing. You tell me this every time. It is gorgeous. Oh, and I love your lobsters. Can everyone see this? Her parents are up in Maine. Oh, that is beautiful. And there are a lot of pieces on that one. Oh, Kelsey, that is great. Welcome. I'm so glad you're on. Oh, and Sarah says Jean B was interested too. Could be a fun potluck night. Oh, let's see. She says, I'll be joining you for FiberCast. Let's do a fabric swap and movie screening of Somewhere in Time while Karen is visiting. Sure. And Jean B was interested too. All right. Let's go to Gmail and start from the top. Becca, hi, Becca. I saw your note that you were sewing on Sunday. That was fun. Sandra, hi. Oh, only one Dear Jane completed this week. Only one. I think that's marvelous. It's C9, Jane's Tears, getting ready to start on G6, Papa Star. Love your camper pin cushion. So cute. Thank you. Oh, look at that. It looks like you did reverse applique. Can everyone see that? Nice work. So that one is C9, Jane's Tears. Aptly named, isn't it? Excellent. Nice to see you, Sandra. I hope all is well. Nancy, oh, at the retreat. Hi from Iowa, checking in from our retreat. Not in Wisconsin, like I told you, but just across the river in Minnesota. Oh, good. Okay. It could have been me. So it's in Minnesota. Okay. This is a picture of the bags that we are all making to go to Paducah next spring. Other projects are on our own. I hope to get to Dear Jane blocks next. Retreats are the best with great friends. Anne, Deb, hi Jody, hi Kathy, hi Sue, and hi Nancy. Let me look at your bag. And you're all going to Paducah? That's something I've never done. That would be really fun. Oh, good. They're good and big too. Nice. You can get lots of loot. Oh, I'm so glad you're having fun at the retreat. Susan. Oh, Sue. She says, she reports her top is finished. So this is the one I believe that has the turquoise in it. So look at that. You may have scraps that you could use in Bonnie's quilt, Sue. Sue reports, my week-long vacation started at noon today. Ooh. I rushed home and finished the top to my Serenity Now quilt. We'll be watching FiberCast tonight. Happy vacation. Love your Dear Jane project. I started buying fat quarters for this project. Do not have the book yet, but everyone knows it's on my Christmas list. Oh, and the pin cushion is awesome. Thank you. And oh, your quilt, it has such movement. Look at that. And different patterns within the pattern. I love how your pinwheels are really moving. You are really very good at this. For someone who I think you've just recently caught the quilting bug. That's beautiful, Sue. Oh, good. Here's a close-up. It's dark outside already, so here's a close-up so you can see the fabric colors better. Excellent. And you do have turquoise. That is Tiffany blue turquoise to me. Hoo-hoo! Oh, well, welcome, everyone. Let's keep going, and let's undo this one little mistake. So easy to undo. Just 2 little seams. I became carried away talking and chatting. There we go. Gee, progress is going to be slow if we make mistakes. Also, I discovered a little tip on my pincushion. Remember, at the end of last week, I was pouring those walnut shells into my pincushion, and they were kind of going everywhere. I could get it maybe, well, 4/5 of the way filled, but then it just, and I closed it up, you know, and I called it a night. And then on Saturday, last Saturday, it just, I couldn't get it full enough. It just was kind of floppy. And so I brought it to the textile parts meeting, and some folks had some ideas like adding sand to it or using a smaller beaker. Anyway, what I decided to do was I opened up a little slit and I took my stuffing fork and my stuffing, and I actually put stuffing on the inside and pushed the walnut shells out so that it's good and solid all the way around on my pincushion. And just in the middle is the stuffing, again, that I pushed in and then pushed out. So I was pretty pleased with that. And I couldn't fit FiberCast on the license plate. So I figure fiber. And for those people who think we're health conscious, they'll think we're into fiber oats. Okay, so we're back on track here. One more unit to make, and then we will put this puppy together. This fabric, this green, I can remember I made an apron several years ago for either my mother or my sister. And what I'm cutting up are 2 what look like pocket linings that I must have cut out. I saw a Christmas tree in the store the other day. What is up with that? Making a little road trip tomorrow with my friend Chris. Can't wait to hit some sales at Pine Tree and at Quilted Threads. Of course, I will bring my Bonnie Hunter chips. All right. I hope you're all working on something or have plans to work on something. It's just amazing what we get done, isn't it? Okay, one more. All right. Let's iron this. Then I am going to have to look in the book to see how to arrange these blocks. I forget. Okay. Let us see. I'm going to have to write something in it. Of course, I can't remember which one it was. Hang on. You guys remember which one it was? Hopefully. Hang on. I have to look at the invitation. Oh, mind is a terrible thing to waste. L-4. Thank you, whoever just texted me. Oh, and then I want to show you a couple of pictures of some other ones. JK. There we go. Oh, that's it. So it's supposed to look like that. St. George's Cross. Okay, I'm going to keep it open because I'm going to want to make a note of what day we worked on it together. So I just line up the two and then sew on the solid line. Carol Doak would put pins at each end, but these are straight and I'm okay. Just ripping off the ends. Okay, so there's that. All right, and then, hey, I think we're going to be able to start a second one. Same thing, I'm tearing off the seam allowance because it's awfully heavy when you end up having 4 seams plus the paper. Might as well just take that off right now. Oh, I'm liking this. Okay, my seams are nesting. This is a very forgiving one, I think. So if there are any newbies out there who want to get your feet wet, this is a good one. Getting there. I won't spend our time pulling the papers off. I'll do that afterwards. I want to move on to a triangle one. Okay. In fact, I won't even rip off the paper. I'll just give it a good iron so you can see it flat. Somewhat flat. And there we go. L-4. Yay. Let's do another one. Let's do Megan's Cathedral LS10. And this one, I want to do in bright color. I was wondering about that. I think that'll be good. Really big and bold. What the heck? Let's see. Before I go any further, let me just write down it's 10, 10, 14. We'll put a light piece of the green. I'll do that in a minute. Made this block on FiberCast. Let's see. Oh boy, maybe I should write who's out there. Joni, Sarah, Karen, Kelsey, Jean, Chris. I see you all. And I really want to get to our retreaters. Oh my goodness. Hi, Patty Bannister. Says she's late. I stopped by the principal's office for a tardy slip. Oh, you're funny. Have you picked out your fabric for Bonnie's mystery quilt? I hope to shop next weekend. She says, I don't have a very big stash, and I hope there are paint chips left. Oh, that's funny. Thanks for FiberCast. Let me know if you need paint chips. We have actually been raiding our stores around here, but I can certainly cut mine in half and send them to you. So to answer your question, we did cover that before because you were tardy. You missed this part. We have our chips, and my sister's coming to town. We're going to split our stash, and I'm going shopping tomorrow with Chris and may buy a few more. So we'll see what we can come up with. You're bouncing down a wagon trail watching FiberCast. You are so funny. That was Patty again. She must have her iPad in the car. Any turkeys? Any wild turkeys down there in Texas? Oh, Karen sends a picture from her workshop. 6 of my pineapple blossom blocks completed. Can't believe the day is over. Did it go like that? I bet. But I'm so pleased to spend the evening with you. I got in late. Is that a new haircut? Lovely. Oh, thank you, Karen. It is. Yep. I'm going back short. Oh, 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 oh. Look at that. That is going to be yummy. Oh, thank you for sharing with us. I feel like you have your own private Bonnie out there. Oh, and Allison and Peter from Australia. Hi, missed you last weekend, so I'll have to catch up later. Please do. The pin cushion looked good. Thank you. It can be improved upon, but what is what's the saying? Finished is better. Done is better than perfect. And this one is not my best work. Anyway, the weather is getting very warm here now, and the pool is ready to be used. Nice. I finished the machine caravan cover. Think I already sent you a photo. You did. And I finished the Sassy Cats quilt. Sadly, not much sewing here this weekend. Too much work to do. Ooh. I will be getting the fabrics out for Bonnie's Mystery. I will also need to go through your archives to find out more about Dear Jane. And she says, your new hairstyle looks great. Catch you again next Saturday morning. Thank you, Allison, for all of that. And yes, Dear Jane. Just as a quick primer on Dear Jane, look up Brenda Manges Papadakis. She's the one who put together all of the patterns from Dear Jane's original 1863 quilt that's up in Bennington, Vermont. And it's a great tutorial. You don't need both the book and the software, but it sure is nice to have both. So if you can, treat yourself. And there are all different ways to do every block. So have fun. Wonderful. So glad. Nice to see you, Patty and Allison. So that's what I was doing. My goodness, talk about flitting around, huh? So Patty, Allison, and that's what I was doing is I wanted to say hi to Nancy, Ann, Deb, Jody, Kathy, Sue, and Nancy. Doing what it's all about. All right, let's move on to our next one. LS10. So that's left side, right? Right side, top row. Okay, there we go. I think that'll work. That's the one we're making. I'm thinking of using this kind of a big print, but there will be a lot of big knit print area down there. I think that'll be fine. It'll have some good contrast. Question is, do I have enough? Let me make sure I have. There's that. You know, I probably, knowing me, I won't have enough, so I'm switching gears. And, ooh, here's a blue from Aunt Ann's quilt. Let's do that. So let me make sure I cover everything I wanted to cover. We've talked about Bonnie Hunter. We have we've done the pin cushions. Oh, I know. We have not done another pin cushion that I did from another one of Gail Wilson's kits. So I made that last weekend and it's almost finished. I think I have to do a screw or two in there. And it's lopsided, but that was really fun to do. And that was one of the kits I got out in Nashville when we were there. And not Bonnie, I'm getting my designers all mixed up. So Gail Wilson also has a wing chair kit. And so I've started to make that. And I'm literally, here are the wings for the chair that I had to pad. And then I'm putting that on. So Hitty will have something to sit on. So my goal will be to have that done by next week. So you can see that. And oh, and this, I wanted to thank the Vintage Quilters and Jane Birchman out there for sharing with me from their stash lots of buttons that I'm going to use on my camper quilt. So thank you. That's just what I needed. And there are some neat ones in here. Translucent green. They're wonderful. So thank you. Thanks for thinking of me. And I am going to finish that camper quilt. And I'm not starting another thing. So, except for Bonnie's quilt. Can you believe it's time to think about Thanksgiving? I figure we'll get home from the game next week and then get right into planning what pies. We host Thanksgiving. We've done it for a couple of years now. We love it. Frankly, if for no other reason, is it makes us clear the pathway to the attic and at least clean up a little bit. So you literally fold the paper back and then finger press it open. Fold that back. I mean, look at all of that fabric that I'm wasting. I'll show you this in a minute. Oh, yeah. Just don't know any other way to do it. There's that. But you know what I'll do is I'll save the scraps and I'll use them in my scrap quilts. So let's see, we've covered Bonnie, Dear Jane, Gail Wilson, the fall weather, the summer weather in Australia, the retreat out west, pineapple blossoms in San Diego. We're on our way to our second square. And I love that you are all here to keep me company. I'm so pleased that we do this. I hope you've thought of a project or made progress on your project or made plans for your weekend. That's what it's all about. Now, this is probably not the best way to do this. How should I do this? You know what I'm going to do? Oh, check this out. This is literally the way that she's doing it. I'm supposed to inset 2 white pieces on either end. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it and I'm going to applique the 2 pieces on, if that makes sense. Here, I'll show you on the picture. So see the bottom rung here? On either side, there is a white triangle that makes the indent. Instead of trying to do a Y seam there, I'm just going to use a blue piece all the way across, cut the triangle out, and then take a triangle and needle turn it under. And basically create the illusion of the Y seam, right? So it'll be something like that. So much easier, especially at this small scale. For me anyway, that is how I'm going to choose to do that. So I'm going to put that right there and aside. And then we have the very top. And I probably have time to do this one middle piece. And then I might have to leave you for another week. There's that. Oh, pretty big pieces. Oh, Joyce, I'm dreaming about your hot tub. I bet it's great this time of year. I'm just cutting this off to do the other side. Well, clearly slow and steady wins the race on Dear Jane. This is just, I think we would all agree this is something that, for those of us who love quilting, it's something to do at least once. And it doesn't have to be a full-size Dear Jane, as we always say. It can be a wall hanging or a lap size. But it's kind of fun to go where our ancestors went. So I'm going to just cut this out. And so far, that's what we have. And this again is Megan's Cathedral unit. By next week, I will have completed this one. And I want to thank you all for joining me again on FiberCast. As always, it was a great time. Great to see you. Great to hear from you. Have a wonderful weekend. Keep on being creative. And I'll see you next Friday from the road somewhere down in West Virginia. Bye, everyone.